Rachel Nichols kindly waits, host of The Jump, of course, covering the finals for us in Cleveland. And Rachel, as I mentioned, you talked to Steph Curry, and the numbers were hideous, but I thought LeBron's point was interesting. The three he made was huge. I'm curious what Steph had to say about the evening.
Yeah, well, I was in the locker room right after they opened it up, and Steph and Durant are actually just both in the same corner, getting some ice, chatting with each other. Obviously, very different games from the two of them. Durant gets up to go to the shower, and I'm talking to Steph, and he's just shaking his head and saying, "I'm glad we won, but Rach, I'm glad we won, but that was hard." And he has scratches all over his body. His leg is actually bleeding a little bit, scratches on his neck, scratches on his back. He said it was a rough night. We're talking a little bit about his shooting, and I pointed out to him that when Ray Allen set the three-point record that Steph broke the other night, Ray set it with 8 three-pointers in 2010. Ray Allen actually came back in the next game and went 0 for 8 from 3 in his next game. So I told Steph to that, and Steph's eyes lit up because he really idolizes Ray. He thinks Ray is fantastic shooter. Really? Is that true? Really? And I had to assure him that was true. And that was it. He just lit up after that, and he was like, "Okay, I'm good. It's fine."
And they're up 3-0. On the other hand, the Cavaliers are...
He said, "I got one."
Yeah, there you go. And it was a big one. The Cavalier locker room, and you were there as well. It had to be the polar opposite. What was the takeaway from the room?
Yeah, quiet, as you would expect. It's interesting looking around there, and you heard it in the press conference as well. Those guys feel like, what else are we supposed to do? And that is a feeling most teams playing the Warriors have. Kyle Korver made an interesting point to me. He's like, their stars are the ones hitting three-point shots and those crazy shots like Kevin Durant is hitting. So all their role players have to do is roll to the basket and score at the rim. And we've been talking about that all night, right? Tim Legler talked about that. Mm-hmm. He's like, on our team, the role players have to hit threes. And he said that's a lot more pressure. Him, JR, that kind of thing. Now, LeBron did hit a big three tonight, but they really do need those role players to hit their threes. They weren't able to do it. Kyle was saying, I had two open looks. And remember, he had that big open look in Game 3 of the finals last year that he couldn't hit as well. I think this is going to haunt them for a long time. And, of course, Scott, now the pressure is going to be on Friday. It's not just to extend the series. And, of course, no team's ever come back from 3-0. Everybody is aware this could be LeBron James' last game in Cleveland. They know what that means. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and that's why I think that they'll get a win. But it's going to be a lot to bounce back from tonight, Rachel. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.